And it seems like the issues just keep going and going and going. And at times it seems like you got one thing under control, another thing breaks out. And at times it seems like you got that contained, something else rises up. And it just seems like it's just issue after issue after issue after issue. Samson is faced with issue after issue. And finally, in chapter 16, we come to our text. In chapter 16, it says, in chapter 16, verse 4, where we started reading, it says, and after this, he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. When I stopped and I did my research on that, because I don't believe that anything is in the Bible just haphazardly. If it's in there, it's for a reason. And I saw that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek whose name was Delilah. And for some reason, that intrigued me. What was it about Delilah that made him fall in love? What was it about Delilah that caused him to be so infatuated with her? What was it about her? What was it? And so, and I did my research. Samson's first wife, he went down to Timnah to get his first wife. And when I stopped and I did my research, I saw that Timnah was located in the valley of Sorek. So, Timnah is located in the valley of Sorek. And he's in the valley of Sorek when he loves a woman named Delilah. Why in the world, if you were betrayed in the valley of Sorek before, would you go back and fall in love with somebody in the valley of Sorek? And the Lord revealed to me that Samson is just like us. Whenever we get hurt, or whenever we experience trauma, or whenever we experience pain, we find ourselves going back. Y'all quiet. Y'all act like y'all ain't never went back to the no good boyfriend. Don't act like you ain't never went back to the no good girlfriend. Don't act like you ain't never went back to the spot you used to hang out at. We all go back. Samson goes back to the place of his greatest pain. His encounter with the lion, that was something. The family issues, that's something. When you're dealing with a church hurt, that's something. But there's something about when you fall in love with somebody and you've given them your all, and you betray them, and they betray you, and you put your trust in them. Does anybody know what it's like to have your heart broken? Does anybody know what it's like to lay next to somebody and wonder if they really love you? Does anybody know how it feels to be in a relationship with somebody that don't love you back, and you've given your time, and you've given your finances, and you've given your resources? So Samson finds himself in a compromising position, not because he's chasing sin, not because he wants to flirt with the enemy, but I find myself looking for something in a place where I should not be looking. Oh my God. Oh my God. He goes back to this place where he was hurt the most. He goes back to the place that he could relate to his pain. And if we be honest, some of us, we got to learn how to not go back to the place. That's why sometimes when I go home to visit my family, there's just some places I don't go. There's just some places I don't go because I know that if I go there, I'll end up like Samson in a compromising position, and I can't let this gospel be compromised. I've got to let my yea be yea. I've got to let my nay be nay. I've got to love what God loves. I can't find myself in a compromising position. So Samson, y'all know how it is. Have you ever been, you could be at home and listening to music, and there's a certain song that comes on, and it's not the song that gets to you, it's the memories that come back to play in your head. And Samson finds himself replaying the memories that he went through with his first wife, and so now he finds himself with Delilah. the same old song going over again and again in his head. And he's reliving his dramatic experience through another woman. And so we all know the story. Samson finds himself in the lap of Delilah. But before he finds himself there, she's trying to entreat him. She's trying to get him to tell where his strength lies. But Samson was too blind and too stuck in his own situation to understand what was going on. The first thing is, she came from the first place that the first wife came from.
Same spirit.
Birds of a feather flock together. Yeah. So they came from the same place. So what Samson encounters is a different woman, but the same spirit. And a lot of us have been encountering the different people, but the same spirit. Your old boyfriend wasn't no good. Your other boyfriend wasn't no good. And the one you have now is no good. Oh, now they gonna talk back tonight. Oh, that's how we do it. Your friends have been using you. Your old friends used to use you. And now we find ourselves in the same kind of company. See, you gotta be careful about those familiar spirits. You gotta be careful with them. See, that's how come we got cliques in the church. Because the liars know the liars. The fornicators know the fornicators. The adulterers know the adulterers. And we're all playing in church. Nobody's dealing with the unresolved issues. We jumping, we shouting, we talking about breakthrough, but ain't nobody dealt with the unresolved issues in their lives. And so we find ourselves in the same company, facing the same demons, day after day, month after month, year after year. So Samson finds himself in the company of the same spirit that broke his heart and betrayed him before. And Samson is so foolish at this point in our text that he tries to convince the spirit that things have changed. He tries to convince the spirit that things are the same. Because when his first wife came to him and tried to get information out of him, he said, I haven't told my mother, so why would I tell you? He kept his mouth shut. But the Bible says that she vexed him sore, and then she finally told her all that he needed to tell her. So the same spirit comes and he meets him again in the same place where he met him at last time. And the Bible says that the spirit begins to talk. Tell me where your strength lies. Tell me where your strength lies. See, because the spirit thought that after the first heartbreak, the spirit thought that after the first disappointment, that Samson would have wisened up, that Samson would have learned some things. But Samson finds himself trying to negotiate with the spirit. It's a dangerous thing when we sit and try to negotiate with spirits. Spirits aren't made to be negotiated with. They're made to be cast out. They're made to be bottled. I wish I had a church in here tonight. We sit and we try to negotiate with spirits, and we try to and have conversations when there's no conversation to be had. There's no conversation. When have you ever seen Jesus conversate with a spirit? He doesn't do it, and we shouldn't do it either. And we find ourselves like Samson, trying to have a conversation with the spirit, and Samson lies to the spirit. But you can only lie for so long until eventually the truth surfaces. You can only lie for so long. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what the lie is. I don't care what it's about. You can only lie for so long before eventually the truth has got to come out. And so finally, he's sitting here. He's conversing with the spirit. He's lying to the spirit. And finally, the truth comes out. The truth comes out. because you kept lying. Some of us have been lying for too long, but I decree and declare tonight that God will silence every lying talk in the lives of our people today. I decree and declare tonight that we don't get it together and stop lying, that the spirit of exposure will expose every lie, every hidden thing in our lives. I come tonight to destroy the spirit that destroyed Samson. I came tonight to let somebody know it's time to tell the truth. When Samson finally tells the truth, it's too late. It's too late. The Bible says that Delilah says to Samson, after she cuts off his hair and she inflicts him, she says, Samson, the Philistines are among you. And the Bible says that Samson said to her, I'll just get up and run out like I've done every time before. And we know that right there Samson is referring to his strength. He's referring to the fact that he's been able to go out and shake himself before. But the Lord allowed me to see something else. When he said to her, I can get up and I can run out before, it's just like he did with his first wife. Instead of dealing with the issue, he got up and he ran. And a lot of us, every time we confront issues or issues confront us, we get up and we run. And we've been running for years and running from this issue and running from that issue and running and running and running. And some of us ought to be tired of running by now. So Samson says, I'll get up and I'll run out like I've done every time before. And the Lord, at this point in the text, he says, no more. He's called him to accountability. What do you mean you're going to run, Samson? You don't even realize that my strength is not with you. What do you mean you're going to run? You don't even realize that my hand is not on you anymore. What do you mean you're going to run? You don't even realize that you're not in the same place that you used to be in. What do you mean you're going to run? You don't even realize that you don't have the resources that you once had because our hand is no longer upon you. See, because somebody should have told Samson the scripture that it said that it's not by power. It's not by might, but it's by my spirit. He didn't realize that the spirit had left him. And if we're not careful, we've been doing all this consecrating, we've been doing all this sanctifying, but if we're not careful, if we don't deal with the unresolved issues in our lives, we'll find ourselves just like Samson, and the spirit have left, and we won't even know it. We won't even know it. We won't even know it. Why is it important to deal with unresolved issues? Because if you don't deal with the issue, then the issue's going to deal with you. I'll say that again. If you don't deal with the issue, then the issue will deal with you. I'm not preaching to y'all. I'm preaching to myself tonight. I see myself in Samson. I see myself in this text. If you don't deal with it, it's going to deal with you. I was a grown man before I was able to say he touched me. And by the time I said it, it had happened 3 other times. But because I refused to deal with the issue, because I refused to deal with the issue that was in front of me, it showed up in the form of a mentor. It showed up in the form of a coach. It showed up in the form of a preacher at a church. It showed up again. It showed up and it dealt with me, and it dealt with me, and it's still dealing with me right now today. Can I just be honest and deliver my own self tonight? It's because of unresolved issues that we have all the issues in the church, and if we can just stop and ask the questions why. Why did she behave the way that she behaved? How did he get that way? The root of Samson's problem with Delilah was his first wife. Oh my God. And so we find ourselves in church. We preaching and we're singing. we're teaching and we're serving, and we're still dealing with unresolved issues, we'll come in here and we'll put on a facade in front of each other, and we're afraid to go home by ourselves, because when we're home by ourselves, loneliness creeps upon us. We won't be honest about it. But I come tonight to talk to some honest folk. Is there anybody in the house that can just be honest and say, tonight I've got some unresolved issues? I've got some unresolved issues. I've got some stuff in my life. I've got some unresolved issues. I've got some unresolved daddy issues because he wasn't there when I was growing up. And so I met him when I was 24 years old. And so now anytime a man comes in my life and he tries to become a father figure, I buck against. Some of us, we ain't talked about it in years.